Hi, you guys. I'm Chef D Max. Welcome back to the kitchen. Today, I got a special guest, Huma. Say hi.
Hi, guys.
So, Huma and I have worked together for many years. She was my pastry chef in one of my restaurants for almost 15 years. And she's from Pakistan originally, but she's been in America her whole life pretty much. But she understands flavors and spices, and she's come to teach us how to make garam masala. So this is a spice mix you're going to have in your cupboard at home, and you're going to be able to use it for a million things. So stay tuned with us. Click subscribe if you're not doing that already. Give me a thumbs up if you like this video, and ring that bell. And we're going to tell you what's coming up next, because there's other good stuff coming up. I have a little series of videos I'm doing with. We're going to make a shrimp curry in one. We're going to make some mango chutney in one, right? We're going to make some guava jam in one. So we have a lot of cool things coming up. So make sure you subscribe, okay? See you back soon. All right, you guys, we're back. Now, Huma brought me a special treat. Tell them what this is.
These are delicious Gulab Jamun, very traditional sweets from Pakistan and India. So they're super sweet but delicious.
They're one of my favorite, and she used to make these in the restaurant. We did them with ice cream and whipped cream. It's really good.
Yeah, dried apricots.
Well, what do they put in? So basically, it's almost like a Pakistan donut, if you will.
It is kind of donut. It's fried. The dough is made with powdered milk,
some
heavy cream, and some cardamom. And that's it. And a little bit flour and baking powder. Then you fry them, and there's a syrup that you made with sugar and water, and then you steep them in there, like soak them.
Like soak them,
right?
And
then they like sponges.
Yeah, so if you guys want to see Gulab Jamun, you're going to have to stay tuned, and maybe we'll have Huma back and make Gulab Jamun. Okay. But if you haven't had them, it's the best donut you're ever going to eat. So, yes. All right, we got to work now. Okay. So one of the staples, we're doing a series with making curries and chutneys and things like that. And in order to do that, we as chefs, we always keep a good pantry. So Huma, who works a lot with spices, she's got all types of spices for me as well, because I've worked with a lot of people who have worked with spices, both Indian, Pakistani, and all different cultures, Mexican. They all have their spice and spice mixtures. You know, the Mexicans have mole. Yeah. Well, in Pakistan, India too, you've got like garam masala is a big one, right?
That's like our garam means hot, and masala means a spice mix. So it's a hot because they all have a heat in it.
They all have a tiny bit of a heat.
So it's very potent. You put a little bit in it. It's very fragrant.
Exactly. So Huma brought some spices today here that she used, and I have some of my own. And what you were saying though, okay, so first let's look at mace. So she's got some mace here.
Mace and nutmeg.
And mace and nutmeg. Now, why does she put mace and nutmeg together? Because mace and nutmeg, if you go to the islands, and I have restaurants down the islands, we have nutmeg trees. So nutmeg is this nut hangs from the tree, and the mace is actually this weird webbing, right, that goes around the nut.
It's hugging it. It's a beautiful lace work.
It is. It's beautiful. It actually, and so you can see in her hand here this yellow lacing that laces around the nut. Yeah. And I don't know what it does from a chemical standpoint or a biological standpoint, if it's a nutrition that's around the nut or what it is, but it has a totally different flavor, right?
They has like go together, but the flavors are different.
Right. Yeah. So it has this really nice flavor. Yeah. So she takes that, and we're going to add that.
Not too much. This is.
We're going to add that in. Now, we don't add, how much of this do you want to add? So this, I'm going to take my knife, and I'm just going to shave it like this.
Yeah, that's good.
Because,
just a little.
What do you think, that much?
Good, yeah.
Okay.
It's very potent, these spices.
So a lot of times, right, you'll see nutmeg, right? You usually have those little nutmeg graters at home where it has the nutmeg in it, and then the little grater, or most of you just have nutmeg already ground, right?
Yes.
But we like to use stuff
fresh. Has,
so
the essential oils in it. So
exactly. Those essential oils, you lose those, or they dissipate as you grind stuff and it sits, right? Yeah. So that's why it's always best to leave everything as whole as you can until you're ready to grind it. So here we've got probably 1/8 of a teaspoon, right? Of
both of them like less.
Both of them a small amount, right?
Strong,
Okay. So now we've got cloves. I got one random clove. He got away, right?
It was in there.
Yeah, you can see. Oops. So cloves are another one that's super spicy, right? How many do you want to use? I dropped this.
Just a little, because we're making a small batch. They are very hot too. The heat and the strength, like bitterness, is too strong. So you have to be careful.
Yeah, you guys know clove. When we grind up clove, we've talked about this, where you can, if you rub it on your gum, it almost numbs your gum.
Yeah.
And people have used it in the past, right, for toothaches and things
Yes,
like that.
yes.
So it's a very potent flavor. So we don't want to, you won't want to go. So 2, 4, 6, 8, it's like 10 pieces.
Yeah,
Okay.
not much.
So I'm just trying to give them an idea of how what the size is.
Yeah.
You're giving away your perfect secret recipe here. She used to never want to give me this recipe, by the way.
Okay.
Right.
Life
So
is
you
too
guys
short.
are lucky, right? So how many bay leaves?
Maybe like one is enough.
One's
because
enough.
It's a small batch.
Okay.
Just like crush it.
So one
Yeah.
bay leaf,
And
and then
I just
you
some
have in here
a little
cinnamon
bit, yeah,
and
small.
black pepper. So
Yeah.
she's taken what
This
looks.
is
Hold on,
like a
show
half a teaspoon.
Yeah, so it's like
teaspoon.
teaspoon.
Yeah.
Yep,
okay.
teaspoon of black
So
peppercorns.
Black pepper. I already.
That's probably a
added-
third of a cinnamon.
yeah,
No,
I
not
al-
even.
I added one small.
Yeah,
Because
one
two-
small.
They'll take over.
So out of a cinnamon stick, probably like a
Yeah.
third of it.
Just a small, like an inch piece for this much.
Yeah. So an inch piece
Yeah.
of a whole
Maybe one less.
cinnamon.
Yeah.
Oh, she wants to take it out. Too
Because
much, huh?
it's too strong. I don't want each spice should blend together, not fight with each other.
That makes
You know?
great sense.
That's
We got kids who can blend together and not fight. I love it. I love it. So we've got that's a great thing,
Yeah.
because a lot of times you think, oh, I like cinnamon, let me put a lot of it in there,
It
but then it
takes
does. It
over.
takes over and fights against the other
Says
spices.
I'm cinnamon mix.
I'm cinnamon mix, not ground masala.
Yeah.
Okay, so you tell me when to stop. We gotta.
All of it almost, because
Oh,
this is the base of it. It's the
Okay, so
backbone. That's
so
the
you're looking
bulk
at a
part.
tablespoon of,
Yeah.
and maybe more,
You
huh?
can add, yeah,
More?
because
Okay.
that makes the bulk.
This is the
That's the
bulk, the
base.
cumin.
Yeah,
So
that's the
cumin is your
base of-
bulk flavor.
yeah.
So cumin, and because cumin
Yeah.
isn't as strong as some of those
Yeah,
other
it's
flavors,
not, but
it's
for
lighter.
the base, yeah.
So that's 2 full tablespoons
They're
of
all
cumin.
toasted lightly, very lightly.
Now cumin, like cardamom, I've worked with before, and Uma, I'll let you pick what we want.
Okay, not
Okay,
too
so
much.
which you can see, she's got green cardamom here
Yeah.
and black cardamom.
Yes.
And they both have different flavors, right? Like,
Right. But you crack this, there's seeds in it.
okay, so what about the green? Do we need to take that out too, or you can put them
No,
whole?
You can put the whole.
Okay,
but
so
you
how
only
many?
need few. They are
So,
strong too.
6.
They'll take
So she's
over.
got,
So
and one of
two-
these or two?
Two.
Okay, so 6 green cardamom
That you should crack.
and this
lightly.
one black. Now this one she wants us to crack because what happens is like it's the shell
Really
itself is really heavy, right?
Heavy and hard, woody.
And woody,
Well, you
right?
can eat it, but
The green cardamom is a little bit woody too, but
Yeah.
it's more tender than
Yeah.
this black one. So with this black one, does it naturally come black or do they
yeah,
toast it or
no,
something?
it comes like that.
It comes black.
Yeah.
Okay.
It is strong too. So, but it's very good. Like it has its own flavor.
Yeah, it's like a
savory
it's a,
and there's a one sweet dish we use for our bread pudding that we make.
bread
This
pudding,
goes in
the
there.
black cardamom.
Little bit.
Wow. And then what about meats? Do you use meats with that, or is that green curry?
Rice, meats, everything.
Rice as well,
Yeah.
right?
All
So-
the curries mostly have
so-
one or two, not too much.
So getting yourself a little jar of green cardamom and black cardamom and
Yeah.
keeping in your cupboard in your pantry is a smart thing to do.
It's
Because
very good for your health too.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
Like a lot of times you'll see
Your
people serve
stomach
that
issues
as
and all
like
that,
even
yeah.
after dinner, right?
Yeah.
So here you can see all these bits of the black.
See, you can
Cardamom,
so
those
fragrant,
seeds.
Yeah.
It's so good too.
So lightly toasted, not too much, or they'll burn the spices. So
Okay, so all of these spices normally, rather than putting it right in here, you would put it in
Yeah.
the pan
Yes,
and
lightly
just
toast
warm
it.
it,
Warm
lightly
it,
toast
yeah.
it. She does not saute them and puts it in a dry pan, no oils. And what that does is it just kind of wakes
Yeah.
the spice up a little,
Yeah.
right?
You can do in microwave too.
Okay, how long
Sometimes-
would you do it in the microwave?
Just 15 seconds.
That might be
in a
easiest for
even
you guys
layer,
at home.
In a plate, even layer.
Okay, even
And
layer on a
yeah,
plate.
And don't heat too much, or they burn.
Put a piece of paper towel on top of them, right?
You don't need to.
No? Okay. So just on a flat plate,
Yeah.
we're gonna throw in the
It
microwave
works.
15 seconds, just enough to
Yeah,
waken
just
them up.
wake it, not too much.
Okay.
It dries everything. Microwave is a good
Dries it
dryer.
out. Yeah. I always tell people that when you want to dehydrate stuff, like if you have some thyme in your garden and a whole big bush,
Yes.
you're worried about it dying,
Yes.
take the time off, pull all the, or don't even pull off the seeds, just take off the sprigs,
Yeah.
put it on a plate, put it in the microwave for a couple minutes. It dehydrates them and dries
Yeah,
them
yeah.
immediately. And then you just pull off the leaves and put them in a jar, and that's it. You've got them in your cupboard for a long time.
Yes.
So
Okay. So we have everything.
we have everything.
Yes, everything.
That's it. So
This we
mace
can
and nutmeg,
discard.
cardamom, cumin,
Okay.
and
All right. That's it.
yeah, no, leave that here. Leave that here. We'll
Okay.
throw that away.
All right. So we're going to grind.
Now
it.
we're gonna grind it. Okay.
If you have a jar, this is like a coffee grinder.
Yeah,
right?
coffee grinder,
Yeah.
and I use this only
Yeah.
for spices.
Yeah.
I actually use a different one for coffee.
It's-
Don't worry, I must have loosened it up there. Uma.
Okay.
Hold on one second. So there we go. Let's see if that works.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's cool. Okay.
So you just
Very
go
good.
powdery, right?
Yes.
So this is some you already have made,
yeah,
right?
Yeah. This
So
is some I already previously made.
so what I'm gonna do
Break
is I'm
that
gonna
out.
check. Wow, it's
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
So this, when do you, tell us a little bit about when you like to use garam masala.
Garam masala is usually in the end before finishing.
Before finishing.
Yeah, or sometimes with the kebabs I make. Like,
So you don't do you
yeah.
mash it in the raw kebab or you put
Yeah.
it on the kebab after?
No, in the mix. In the marinades too. You can add in the marinades too.
Okay.
It doesn't have to be at the end.
Okay.
It's aimed for the curry to get that aroma for the roasted stuff or curries with liquid in it. But you should put some in the marinades, but tiny bit, not too much.
Wow.
It can be very.
That tastes
strong,
exactly
yeah.
like yours.
Yeah.
So I know you didn't lie and,
Yeah,
and
no.
leave out like 3 or 4 spices
You
it's
can
supposed to
add.
have.
I just
Wanna smell it?
Yeah, it's great.
Smells great like that.
I
Wow.
handpick. I don't measure. But for
Yeah.
you guys, we can make a recipe. But yeah, no, I gave you everything that some people add other stuff too, but I like it this way.
Okay. So here I've got the plate
Yes.
and
And
boom, you can see, right?
yeah,
It's
that's
super
cool.
like it looks super nice. I'm like
What you
here
can do is
here like if you miss a piece like
we should
if you
we can grind it.
you can
yeah.
regrind it, but you
Regrind
have like your
or strain it,
or
sift
strain
it,
it.
sift it.
right. So
Both, yeah.
you know, you want to make sure that everything
Yeah,
gets
grind
gets
it.
grounded up
Yeah.
evenly, right?
Yeah.
So there's a piece of cumin, but for the most part,
It lasts for and if it's hot, let it cool before you put in the jar.
okay.
Because of the moisture, we don't want moisture to ruin.
Yeah, so that's a good point because right now, because we were grinding it in there, it has a little warmth to it.
Yeah.
So
let it cool.
right, so we'll let that cool, and then we're gonna add that to our jar.
Yes.
So
Like a glass jar, like it's a cool in a dark place, like in the cupboard, not in a moist place.
not in a moist place, right? And don't put any moisture or wetness in that, right? So the whoops,
It's okay.
Oh.
It's okay.
it's okay.
We can take it.
Look at that. I'm making a mess. So
all right.
what we're gonna
It's a
do?
kitchen.
Yeah, I'm gonna get a picture of that. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna let this
Cool a
cool
little
at this
bit,
time,
yeah.
and then we're gonna add it to our jar. And then later, I'm gonna be using this to make a couple different dishes. And I know we're gonna make mango coming up. So
Yes.
make sure you guys stay tuned with us and check out some of these other videos where we're gonna use this garam masala. Otherwise, you can put it in your cupboard at home and use it anytime. So
Yes.
thanks for checking it out. I'm Chef Dean Max, and I've got Uma with me, and we'll be back in future videos. See you soon.
Yes.